Hey, everybody, come on in. We see you out there, even though we're not here. We are here, but we're not here.
But we still see you.
But we still what?
We still see you.
We still see you.
Omnipresence.
Yeah.
It's the 20th of July, folks. It's 9 a.m. It's time for Sunday Funnies.
Woohoo!
Oh, the 20th
Yeah.
of July.
Let's do it.
56 years since they landed on the moon.
Yeah.
Since they said they landed on the moon.
They did. They did.
Yeah, I'm with Glenn on this one. We have enough conspiracies in this world. We're on the moon. I know
Alison will
that the mirror's up there.
I'll guarantee that Alison can explain the Van Allen belt on the spiral. I can't put it into words, but I know how it works. And they're exposed for about 15 minutes in no radiation that's not going to harm them. Anyway, that's another story.
Okay. That's how the Fantastic Four was formed.
Well, the better way of putting it is no lasting harm.
Yeah. Well, we're all exposed to radiation, aren't we?
Little solid blocks of radiation going through everybody.
The conspiracy is, I'm telling you this is what happened. They went, they landed, the American government were prepared to lie to the world. That's the conspiracy.
That's unusual for the American government to lie.
That's why there are dodgy photographs. That's why the data is weird. That's why they lost stuff, okay? Because they were prepared to lie. Mm-hmm. And if you admit that, it's as bad as admitting you didn't get there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's our opening.
Wow.
Coming
and
in,
I got
folks.
The funny sticker.
There we are. Sunday Funnies. Folks, no chat reading today. This program is pre-recorded as that banner starts scrolling back there. The chat's still open, though. You can still talk over there. Please mind your manners. And be nice. But we won't be able to read it today. All of your suggestions are welcome. All of your likes and whatever interaction you want to give to this program is deeply appreciated. It's all free. We're not monetized for this. We're doing it because we love it. We're here to answer some questions today. We're not going to show off any comics, though we will be showing off our comics and how we make our comics. We just went through Raven's banner on Friday by the great Charles Vess. Hope you get to see that.
So talking about loading this show, we're going to be answering our own questions.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I thought we were talking about something, but hey, I'm willing to talk about ourselves. It's great.
We're all curious. We'll ask each other questions, those important questions. And that the theme of the program is, how do you work? I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I've done Arrow comics for many years, printed books like Hero Bot Zero that I just held up upside down. Currently I'm doing the Atlantean, writing the Atlantean, which Russ Leach is doing the artwork on, The Adventures of Cull and Brule off of the Shadow Kingdom. It's a great story written by Robert E. Howard that's in public domain, the first sword and sorcery tale, or looked at as the starter of the genre. All of the tropes are here. Those great, barbarians and swords and magic and wizards and shape-shifting lizard people. They're all here in the Shadow Kingdom. We continue it on in the Atlantean. So hope you get to see that. The Atlantean campaign is currently on. So go over to Fund My Comic. Atlantean 3, Volume 3 is currently being offered. It's in the final art stages as we speak. And we would love for you to get a copy of that and to let us know what you think of it. The Adventures of Cull and Brule, as they I'm brain farting. As they I need more coffee is what I need.
They're incognito, hunting down the serpent menace There you go.
Exactly
There we
right.
go.
Russ. Thank you so much.
And when incognito does the cognitos do.
That's
Exactly.
Check it out.
Sounds good.
You won't be
Anyway, hope you
disappointed.
get to see that. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I wrote this book about my visit to see Jack Kirby. You can get that on Amazon.
And a great book it is, too.
Thank you. If you go to Fund My Comic, where the Atlantean is number 3 is currently hitting the heights, get my Hatch annotated book. This attaches my character. There's all kinds of published and unpublished artwork that I've drawn in there. Check that out. And occasionally, I publish this Comics Unlimited 100-page magazine about comics, and you can get that on Amazon. Get all my stuff on Amazon.
There we are. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Russ Leach, and I'm a comic book artist from the UK, currently working on the Atlantean, as Randy suggested. You want to find out more about the Atlantean, go to russleach.com, sign up for the email list. You can go buy issues 1, 2, The Shadow Kingdom over at Amazon, all good bookstores, or over at Critical Blast. You can find out those links at russleach.com/merch, and you can pick them up there, or you can just pick the whole package up. We're providing back issues and special omnibus as well over at fundmycomic.com. That's fundmycomic.com/theatlantean3. So check that out. But I'll be sending out emails, obviously, this week to the email list to make sure that everybody knows that we're live and funding. So get on that email list and go over to russleach.com and you'll be able to sign up there.
All right, great. Also joining us this morning, Allison, the Alley Cat. Allison, please introduce yourself.
I'm Allison. I'm a comic creator, writer, cat lover.
Meow.
Yeah, he does that. He talks. So yeah. And I'm currently working on my manga, The Last Sentinel, and that should be, well, I had a copy of it sitting around here someplace, and it seems to have left. If I did it sometime before the end of the show, I'll show it.
Crazy cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame the 2 cats. They stole it and ran off with it. Was it? So I have some test printings I had done. Yeah, so my Kickstarter completed back in December. I should be getting everything sent out soon, so that will be good. And also, The Last Sentinel may be making its way over to Japan, being published.
Ooh.
Good.
Good.
Excellent.
Yep. That's been a trip, to say the least, trying to get everything sorted with that. Just the things that the Japanese editors ask you, I guarantee it's just crazy. But anyway, that's good enough for me right now. I'm still not awake yet. So
We'll ask you more questions about that in a minute.
that's fine.
Also joining us, Mr. Jens Richard. Jens,
Hello.
please introduce yourself.
Okay, Jens Richard. I'm just a writer doing comic books and
Not
novels. Yeah, I'm just.
Just a writer.
I'm surrounded by real artists. My artists just talk with letters. Anyway,
If writing isn't
doing
an art,
Bunny.
it's a problem.
and I am doing second of Bunny. It will come soon. And right now I am working hard to doing campaigns and doing whatnot to upgrade everything because I'm on a contract now.
Oh.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, critical blast thinks, oh my, this thinks we need to do something. So that's what I'm doing now. It's kind of a secret, but not. And I don't have anything to show, so I will sit here and work with everything that soon will be showed.
All
Here we
right.
go.
How do you work?
Well, how I work, I don't. I have artists working
What
for
do you
me.
work with them?
You work with them, though. You can show your process, how you
Yes, there's a
you
lot
write.
of process, and the main thing that is in all of my contract with artists is that I am the writer, the author. I have the last saying in the characters, story, plots, and so. The artist in the contract will always have the last say in art because they are the professional who knows how to visualize my vision. So that respect will always be there. That's how we work very much, and it's pretty much inspired. I don't know how it is to work with Quentin Tarantino, but it's inspired with some of his words that as a director, you are not the best person to set the lightning. You hire someone to set the lightning and you trust that. And you tell them, how do you want the lightning on the stage? And so it is with an artist as a writer. I have a vision, but I'm not the expert in how to show my vision. They are, and I trust that. And I embrace all input they come with. And I don't say immediately, this is what not I was asking for. I always look at it and try to embrace it and okay, so if we are going this direction, then what will happen? And that's when things comes alive and things becomes real, and no AI will ever do that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds pretty good. Greatest
And-
compliment I ever received is somebody said my comic was like reading a Tarantino movie.
There you go.
There you go. Then that's no talking to you or Jens from now on. Then is there? He's got a contract, and you're Quentin Tarantino.
The music was too loud and it made me feel sick.
Yeah, see you later, folks.
Like it's too violent, and I'm like, grow up. Do you think kids are going to learn from this and think they're going to be violent? I'm like, well, if they're dumb.
Yeah, how many Quentin Tarantino films do you have to see before you realise they're quite violent?
There's only 9 of them out there.
That's what the first-
all just happy fun days.
The first 10 minutes of Reservoir Dogs should cover it, shouldn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then
Probably.
you should expect. You should know what to expect.
Yeah.
That's arguably still like my favorite Tarantino movie is Reservoir Dogs.
No, well, the way I work is that because I write myself as well, I always do quick thumbnails. I'll show you this in the war book I'm working on. That's just one. That's just a rough of a city, bombed out city. Right?
Move it a little closer to the
Can you see it?
camera. There you go. Yes.
I love that.
It's
Yeah.
just a rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's got little comments on it and all this kind of thing. And that's what I do. That's thumbnail. And I don't know whether this will show because it's framed, but you've seen this before, but I'll show it again. And from that visual or that thumbnail, I got that. I worked that up. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little reflection, but not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can see it.
So, what I do is all of my storytelling and stuff like that is in the thumbnails. And they're just roughs for me to follow, so I'm not going blind on a blank piece of paper.
Do you lightbox the thumbnail?
No, never.
Fair enough.
I'll give you just get some now to show you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't light box my thumbnails either.
I did this one for Randy. It's not appeared yet, and it's my Hatch character. It's Hatch in the Pendulum. So I did these roughs. Now, obviously, I wasn't happy with this one, and I settled on that one. The one at the end there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just changed the page around, and ended up doing that,
Oh, that's
doing
really
the
cool.
castle.
Oh, I really like that. That looks really cool.
Going
a little
you.
Edgar Allan
Thank
Poe.
you.
Oh, look
So-
at that.
I tried to make him a bit like Vincent Price with his little moustache,
Mm.
Yeah.
And then I'll obviously do the hand lettering as well, but we'll talk about that later. But that's basically from the idea of that. Where is it? That castle, very rough, to that finished artwork,
Cool. Yeah.
all done with pen.
There you go.
That's the way I do it.
Russ, when you write, how do you write?
Oh, with a crayon.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's not
Oh.
joking.
I'm not
But I-
joking.
I-
no.
That put you on the
Crayon.
spot?
About writing, yes, because I haven't got anything to show. The graphic novels that I produced, the Only Death Can Save Us ones, literally started out as a list. So a list of things that happened. Okay, I'll go one step further back. It started out as a character. So I produced a character I wanted to write about, or two characters I wanted to write about, and then went on a list of the things that I'd like to have within the story. And once I'd got those lists, then I created the events, making sure that I had a sort of a wave action within the story whereby you had a start, middle, and end, and that it rounded off appropriately. Also, that once I could then add the detail in, I started thinking about how characters shouldn't be overpowered or in some way need some kind of danger within their environment, even though like superheroes are often very, very powerful, but they need to have some kind of counteraction. They need to have a villain, or they need to have some kind of threat that they can't do anything on their own about. They need to have help in some way. It makes the hero's journey a group thing. It's like it adds in other characters. It makes your character more approachable because they're not just a god. All those things, all those aspects. So from the list to the events, to how those events interacted with the character, and to make sure that it was all formulated properly. So that was kind of where I started. It built up. It was layers, much like I do my drawing. It's just layered. And the list just ended. It was just, first of all, I scribbled it down on a piece of paper. Then it ended up a digital list. And then it ended up going into a script. And the script I wrote down a plot and then filled the plot with the appropriate actions of the characters and then the script. So that was my process. I mean, it's probably completely wrong, but it worked for me. At the same time, because of the fact that I draw my own work as well, while I was producing the story, there were anchor points where I had visuals in my head that I knew that I wanted to get down onto the page. And that sort of swayed which way I went as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
The thing is that there's no right and wrong, and we must emphasize that, because the proof of one's right and wrong is the end product.
Yeah.
But there's no right and wrong with how to write or draw or anything, unless, well, there are certain parameters. If you're drawing a person, they need a head, I suppose, and stuff like that. But the people. My nephew asked me a long time ago how I wrote a book. How could you write a book? And I said to him, well, what you do is you get an idea, then you get a plot, and then you get a story, and you write 80,000 words that make some kind of sense over the next 3 months, and don't do anything else. Don't go to the pub, do everything, just do that. And hopefully it makes some sense. And then ultimately somebody will want to publish it. That's how you do it. That's the short version.
It does come down to commitment. It comes down to committing to a concept and committing to what you want to do. And if you don't do that, it'll never get done. It's pretty simple.
I know lots of people who have great ideas and great titles, but they never get to do it because that's as far as they can go. They don't. I don't think that people understand how many words 80,000 words is.
No,
it's a lot. And I'm going to brag now for a change. I once wrote 36,000 words in a week because the publisher wanted it. That's half a novel in a week.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, and I wasn't. I'm talking 15-hour days. It's all I did for 7 days, and I wrote 36,000 words in a week to get this book finished. Mm-hmm. So there is a commitment thing there, and if you want him to go to the pub, well, go to the pub. But if you want to finish your book, and go to the pub later with the money that you make.
Yeah, the whole thing ties down to discipline, making yourself sit there and do the work. That's been something I've been trying to wrestle with here for a while. But with the Atlantean especially, it's a different kind of writing for me. So it's been pretty crazy. But I'll start out I've got these sitting all over the house. Most of them are down here. Just spiral notebooks with different notes in them over off of different things that I've been working on. Usually starts out with scratches.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I'll sit there and I'll do, if I see page layouts like that on the stuff that I'm doing myself, I'll sit there and do that, and then I'll work that out into a finished page. This is Spank the Monkey on the Comic Market project that I've been sitting on for about 5 years due to unforeseen circumstances and busted distribution deals and Russ wanting to do sword and sorcery stuff.
Yeah, it's all Russ's fault.
My
It's
fault.
not all Russ's fault. It all comes down to my fault more than anything. But let's sit there and do roughs, layouts, and then the way I usually work to go beyond the writing part of it. I've been doing commercial artwork for decades, and that's sign work, apparel design, where you print, screen print, or heat print stuff on T-shirts, or just all sorts of different commercial work. And I've got three systems here in the basement along with me. That's the first system. It's not the first system I own, but that's my oldest system. It still runs on Windows 98.
It's probably your best one you've got, isn't it?
I've got two systems that completely stay off the net because I know as soon as I connect them up, they're going to catch every spam bug that they possibly can. The under the sheet there is a vinyl cutter, a one color vinyl cutter that I still cut signs and heat press logos on to this day, and do commercial work in that way. Then I have a second system that you probably can't see because the camera's on a cord here. There's my system. There is the main system. This system right, you probably can't see it. There's my TARDIS right there. Keep that handy. This system here has all of the graphics layout equipment on it. And I still work off of, because I'm a firm believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I still work off of Corel 12 to do the majority of my logo work, my lettering work, layout work is pretty much done on that. And then I have this system here that's connected to another tower that has got all sorts of memory in it. That's the one that's connected to the net. It's connected to a Wacom tablet that I have the camera up above on. And that's where I do my actual drawing. So when I do a comic page, I'll do the lettering and the basic framework out of Corel Draw, and then I'll move it into this system and do the artwork on it after the lettering's already been placed in. Sometimes I have to move things around a little bit, but that's what Photoshop's for. I'm still working off of an ancient version of Photoshop instead of. I've got Clip Studio in the computer. I bought it when it was on sale, and I've opened it twice, and I just haven't taken the time to learn to use it. But that's what I like doing. Playing. I'm still playing in Corel Draw and Photoshop, where I've done the majority of my artwork, where I've made all of my money off of, because I don't want to learn another program right now, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
I think with comic art, it's important to do hand lettering, and I do my own, and I use one of those.
Oh,
absolutely.
Check
Let me blow that up, Glenn.
That's
give me
now must be
Boom.
45
There
years old. 45 years old. That
it's an Ames lettering guide. Lettering guide,
I'll
folks.
put it the right way around.
Guide. Yep.
An Ames lettering guide. And what I do is, when I'm practicing, this isn't the best one. I get a piece of board and I sit at the dining table while Helen's cooking, and I'll just do lots of hand lettering on it.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. Look at that.
All right.
smoked haddock.
And then,
great.
when I haven't got time or I've been lazy, I practice without lines.
Wow,
Okay.
great hearing, mate.
Just with thanks. Just with a great with a felt tip.
Mm-hmm.
Just practice. But I like lettering. I've always done lettering. Can I just show you this? A while back, I did a logo for Russ and Randy with their Shadow Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the other pieces. They're around somewhere, but there's the pencil working out.
There you go.
right? That's just all worked out. And that is using this. This is one of the best things I ever bought. Is that a set square?
Yeah.
It's only a tiny one, but it's really great because you can maneuver it really quickly, and it's not cumbersome. It's a really good thing.
You can set your angles on that too, right?
Of course you can. Yeah, you can do it. It's broken actually, so I've stuck it down, but that does come up. Sorry, it's broken there. You can see this, but that comes away like a And I also did for Russ and Randy the lettering for their Portuguese edition.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
But I think it's important to do hand lettering. I mean, I know people use the computer, and I think it's fantastic. And I've done it myself. I've used a computer for lettering myself. But I like to. I don't think it looks right because it's too perfect. It's the same with the computer drawn artwork, and I've done it. And I'm not saying people don't do it, but I like it to be a bit more classical, using pencils. Just a simple pencil like that. And I sharpen my pencils with a scalpel.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You see it?
Oh.
And it's just, I just love doing it. And people say, well, you've got to erase all the lines and all that. Well, I think that's part of it, because when I get a page and I've lettered it and drawn it and inked it, and then I start rubbing out the lines, I like that, because at the end of it, I finish the page rather than just press a delete button. If people want to do that, but this will be funny now. We call them rubbers, but you call them erasers.
Yeah.
Putty rubbers.
Putty rubber.
And it's just that.
Yep.
They're great. Putty rubbers are great.
And then after about 2 pages, it's black.
Yeah.
But you still carry on because it's just wonderful. And I like using all kinds of stuff.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I also use sponges for colour.
Yeah, nice.
Just use sponges, And that was. Let me show you this artwork I did use the sponge on. The sky there.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah.
And I don't do the flicking of the pen for the stars. I put each one individually with a white pen, just because I like to do it. I just love doing it. Let me just show you this one. Now, for some reason, I did this in 2 separate sheets, and I'm kicking myself every time I pick it up. It's just that. Well, that's Hatch with his pyramid.
Lovely.
And there's all the sponge work.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
And I'm also on YouTube doing stuff, if you want to check that out. But I just like using all kinds of stuff, pencils and everything. I just find it's a new discipline. When I started work 50 odd years ago, I approached it that I wanted to learn as much as I could about everything I could. Now, I'm not done that because you can't. But I've done all sorts of jobs. I've done layouts and photography, and I've even modelled stuff myself, and I've all this kind of stuff. I like to just try everything, and that's where you go.
Sweet.
Oh, let me just show you this.
Sure.
I'm doing a story about Cull. It's called The Wells of Thula. Now, my wife did that. I was looking for a logo. My wife did that because she's an artist as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I worked on it, and then I came up with that, very rough, because I wanted it more condensed. And then I tightened it up on a light box, and then I did the finished artwork there.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks. It still needs working on, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So that's a logo from the mind, as it were. There's no typeface there. It was just from Helen's original, which I think is brilliant anyway.
Yeah.
She just did that straight off with a felt tip. And I like doing it. I know people can't do it, and I'm not saying I can, but I'm just saying I like working on it. I like trying things. And that's what I do. Try anything. Try it all.
So
part of the fun of doing art, isn't it?
Yeah,
finding different tools, different techniques to use.
Oh.
Yeah.
something I found, if you just want to look quickly, I've got a presenter. Well, just before we go on to artwork, talking about writing. This was the original. This was the set of notes that I did for Only Death Can Save Us.
Yeah.
So that's how the story started.
Cool.
So that's how it started. And that's how, and here we are. Oh, right, everything's gone.
We
Oh,
disappeared.
here you go. And this is how it ended.
Hang on.
So that was the start. This was the end.
Yeah.
100 pages of that. And
Yeah.
then it obviously ended up going into publishing by other people. So that's where it goes. You've got to start small. You just got to get on and do it. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen.
That's right.
And I'm not a writer. Not really. I don't class myself as a writer. I had a story in me. I've got one other as well. I've got a third episode of Only Death, which needs to be drawn at some point. And I wrote another story prior to those two, which I think needs to be done as well. But they can be done when I'm retired, I suppose.
Never get done then, will they?
Oh, they will. No, I'm never going to retire. Yeah. No,
Do we ever retire?
Let's put it along the lines of when I'm getting paid by my retirement fund,
There you go.
then I can afford to do those books. So
It might slow down a little, but we're never going to retire.
no. As far as art's concerned, I've got a lot of the same stuff that Glenn has got. Things like French curves, templates,
Yeah.
roller rulers.
Yeah.
Roller.
Roller rulers are great. I've got my own set square. Yeah, it's got set square. So I've got all that stuff. I do the same thing. I approach things slightly differently. I draw. I suppose I can show you what I'm doing at the moment. So I just present. No, let's present this because I can show you a sketch of this. So this is a sketch that I did. Somebody on the Atlantean 2.
Now, are you working in Illustrator here, or is this Clip Studio?
This is Clip Studio, so it's just pencils. So what I do is, I suppose this is effectively the equivalent of a thumb. Yeah. So I'll do the thumb. And then I'll work it out. That's around the other way because I've just flipped it, so I make sure I get it right. And then if we go to a different one, I've got another one here. Where was it? I'll be back in a sec. Don't worry. Cole issue.
I put you on the spot there.
So it's okay. I've got it. Inks. No. Got. Oh, here it is. There you go. Right. I'll share that with you. So this is that what you've just seen, the thumb for that.
I don't have.
There you go. There it is.
Coming in. There it is.
So there you go. So that was a thumb, and then I did the sketch. So that was done in the same thing, Clip Studio. And I drew it a little bit tighter because I wanted to see what I was doing. Added in a little bit of shade. Then I would print it out, and I print it out onto a piece of paper like this. So this is actually a page from the Atlantean.
Yeah,
there you go.
So
I've drawn that out, and then that turns into. There you go. I then pop that on a light box and ink over the top, and it turns into that.
So you don't have pencils as such?
No, I don't. I do a layout. I do some, as you can see from the pencils on this one. Sometimes I'll go a little bit heavier on the pencil because, so for instance, that central figure, I wanted to get that just right. Yeah. But the figures around the outside, they're really just very loose sketches.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go somewhere in between a layout and an actual piece of penciling, and then I'll pop it out, I'll print it out, I'll put it on my light box, and then I'll ink it so that I don't actually use a putty rubber anymore. I only actually use that at conventions. So if I'm sketching, obviously I'll ink over the top and I'll use the putty rubber on there. But while I'm doing production work at home, I tend to just print it out and then ink over the light box. What I've got is I use Bristol paper, but it's 180 GSM. So there we go.
It's 100 and what?
It's 82 pounds or 180 GSM.
Okay.
So that's the stuff I use, and I originally started using that because what I was doing was I was producing blue line, and I was printing the blue line out, and then I was inking over the blue line. But unlike a blue line pencil, you can't rub it out as well with a putty rubber because it's ink off a printer.
Yeah.
And eventually I thought, well, why don't I just lose that? And instead of printing onto the paper, what I do now is I simply put the pencils down onto the light box, put the Bristol paper over the top, and I produce my inks, and they're clean of anything else. There's nothing else on them but ink. And that's how you end up with something like this.
Yeah. That
So
saves
so
you that
that's-
erasing stage.
Yeah, so that's the process. So I've nailed it down to that process of how to do things.
And the good thing about, as you'll know, Russ, and I guess Alison does, and I know Randy will. I'm not excluding you, Jens, because you're a writer, so you won't know. But it's easier when you're inking your own work because you can leave so much out because you know what's going to go in there.
Yeah.
You don't fill in the blacks so much, maybe, and all that kind of thing, because and that's one of the advantages of inking your own work.
Yeah, I've actually been fighting that because, and this is about confidence. So it's being confident with the brush, confident with the pen, because it's not like there's no Control Z.
Exactly.
You've got to get it right.
This is what I said to Luke a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
How can he pressing the undo button 50 times be quicker than me getting it right first time with a brush?
There is that, yeah, but it is getting it right the first time with the brush.
That's true.
So with my pencils, I've slowly loosened my pencils as I've become more confident with my brush.
Yeah.
And I would still say that my pencils are probably too tight. Although saying that, I start off quite tight in the first few pages. You saw that was reasonably tight, that first page of the Atlantean. But now that I've got to the far end, my pencils have loosened right off. They're effectively layouts. There's very little to them, and it's the brush and the pen on the paper that does the majority of the work.
We mentioned before, didn't we, about those wonderful YouTube things of Joe Kubert. He doesn't actually ink his line.
He doesn't.
He doesn't ink the line, does he? He inks next to it, or
No, he doesn't. No.
But he doesn't. It's just a guide. It's a guide.
He is my inspiration, to be honest with you. When I did Only Death Can Save Us, and I did that mostly digitally, and because I'd been working when I was working for Marvel and for BBC, I was doing everything digitally, and I was scared shitless of inking. Always have been. Okay, and the work, I thought my work was quite. We can show some of my work later, but I thought my work was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was nice. Okay, and I suppose it had a little bit of a modern feel to it as well. I was kind of merging the way, a traditional way of looking at comics with kind of new way of doing it. But I always felt it was just a little bit soulless. And I'm not saying that everybody that does it digitally does that. Of course not. It was just me. It was my issue. I found my work was a little bit soulless. And once I started doing it on paper, once I started doing it the traditional way, I found that I could look at my work and think there's life in that now.
Yeah.
And it made all the difference. So when I was doing Only Death Can Save Us, and we've spoken about this before, about seeing comic book artists when you're a kid and everything they do looks perfect. Yeah. And it isn't.
No.
Okay, the lines aren't perfect, the work isn't perfect, but you see it in your mind and you log it because you love it so much as being perfect. And then later on down the line, you're drawing yourself and you're looking for that perfect line. You're looking for the perfect composition. And you need to be you need to be you need to be harsh on yourself as far as the rules are concerned. But once you start to understand them and have an idea about how to, draw things effectively, then you need to step off the gas and let your style come through and let yourself come through. So on Only Death Can Save Us, I was looking for perfect lines. And like I said, I did most of it digitally. And there are some beautiful perfect lines in that book. Okay. But the second one had more life in it, and I did it all traditionally. And now the stuff that I'm doing for the Atlantean is way out there compared to what I did on Only Death Can Save Us. So I was looking for lines like Joe. Joe Sinnott. That's it. Joe Sinnott's lines, Fantastic Four, John Buscema. Those in my head, they were perfect lines, and that's what I was looking for in Only Death. Okay. And now what I'm looking at is I'm going to Pablo Marcos. I'm going to Buscema's own inks. Okay, and all that kind of stuff, and seeing the beauty in the fact that it isn't perfect. It's imperfect perfection. Yeah. It's beautiful stuff. And that's what's inspiring me now. It's a different kind of approach to my comic book work.
That's what I don't like about computer stuff, because it's too perfect. Mm-hmm. I use mainly these two things. I've got a dip pen.
Hang on.
You got it?
Yeah.
Got it now. Yes.
A dip pen and a Bold Mere number 2 brush, right?
He said number 2.
Number 2. Number 2 brush.
I'm such a child.
Number 2.
I was wrong. I said there was always one, and it was always random. Anyway, but yeah, it's like John Lennon said, whatever gets you through the night,
Yeah,
but,
there you go.
There's one of my favourites. You've seen this before.
The bendy route, yeah, flexi curve.
Yeah.
You call that a bendy route?
It's called flexi curve. It's just being childish again.
Flexi curve.
But this one's actually broken. You can see it's broken.
I'd imagine in Australia they'd call it a bendy route.
I have no idea. But anyway, it's. I suppose I need a new one, but I don't, because I'll just use this one. I'll just make it work.
Yeah, make it work.
They cost about £10 these things, and why get a
They're
new
great.
one? Use that. Well, they are good. This is only the second one I've ever bought in my life. In 50 years of working with artwork, it's only the second one, and the first one was destroyed by a 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
I've got another one.
All about that.
This is good. Bang, crack.
I say I've been using Pentel stuff for quite a while now. This is a fantastic brush.
Hang on.
Is that a water brush? I've got some
Pentel
Frisk
fine brush.
Brushes, yeah.
There you are.
So that's beautiful. I use that. That's the tool I use most.
Yeah.
I also use these fine line brush. The
Tombos.
Yeah, Tombos. They're great.
I use those.
They really work well. I also use these ink pens. So for fine line stuff, and they're writing pens.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've got half Indian ink. Oh no, this uses writing ink. Okay, very good black writing ink. I've got slightly different sizes, 3 different sizes for if I need them. But for the pen for this, I've actually got half Indian ink, half writing ink, so that it doesn't clog the brush up, and it works really well and has got a nice flow to it.
They're more like calligraphy pens. Is that what you're?
No. They're just writing ink pens. They're just writing ink pens, and they work brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. But this is a good brush. And then for my shade, I'm using Copic Chow brushes. Mm-hmm. But I get the ink. I don't get the ink from Copic because they're a pain in the backside. I get it from somewhere else, and I fill them up. So there you go. Yeah. So, but there are other tools in my box that I use, other ink pens that occasionally I'll just drop in. I've got fine liners and stuff. I mean, I use a straight up Micron. Everybody's using Microns. I'll use that for different bits and pieces as well. Whatever works, really. Yeah, I'm quite envious of Glenn being able to use a dip pen, because I've got multiple dip pens and I just can't get on with them. So
that's really the key, though. Whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever works.
See, the thing with the dip pen that I find is it's similar to a brush, but obviously steadier, harder.
Yeah.
And you can, I don't know whether you can do this on a Wacom pad or not, is increase the flow and make the line thicker.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You
Right,
can.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I've got
can.
the same things as Russ has.
Yeah. There we are.
I've got there's me my brush, just an ordinary brush. I've got this is a brush as well. See that? Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
That's just the brush. And there's a calligraphy pen that I use for inking. And there's one of those water pen things. Water brush things.
Mhm.
The same thing. And it's just wonderful to use. I just love using them. And I honestly can't understand why people want to press buttons all day. Just get hold of this. It's fantastic. And use all kinds of things. I mean, I've got lots of these pens here.
And if you want to play with that kind of all those different types of materials, also you shouldn't be afraid to sit there and practice for a while. You almost have to, like what Glenn was doing, whole pages of lettering. A lot of times you pick up a brush tool like that, and you don't think you're confident with it. The way you get confident with it is to keep using it.
That's right.
And you'll sit there with a board and just run strokes over and over and over again until you get that confidence up.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
don't have to do it on original artwork.
But that happens with your brush and everything. But these are repeatographs. These pens are all at least 45 years old. And I still use them now.
I used to have a full set of repeatographs.
Yeah, they are really, really good. They're very stiff and everything. They're good for lettering.
Yeah.
But and it's like I said, this is only the second FlexiCurve I've ever bought in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I do, you see, I look after things.
They'll last forever unless you abuse them.
Yeah. Well, I've got a ruler here that I bought in 1980 that I still use.
There you go. Yeah.
So
Same here.
What's the point? Did you see that fantastic that mini documentary with Joe Sinnott with that ruler that he had? Did you see that? He had a ruler.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. He's got this. Yeah. He had a wooden ruler. It was ruler.
Black.
Yeah, and it was black with ink, full of ink, and it had big chunks cut out of it. And that's the same. He said he bought this in 1956. He said, and I think this was about 2016 when he did this interview. He said, "Why do I need a new one? I just use this one." But they had big holes out of it, big chunks out of it.
I saw that interview, and he was also complaining about the whiteout, saying it wasn't as good anymore.
Yeah.
He couldn't get the whiteout that he wanted.
Yeah.
So he's right, though.
He knows what he's talking about.
Oh, he does. I'll just show you. There's a few.
Hang on, just a second here, just to drive this point home. Let's take a look really fast. As long as we talk over it, we should be fine.
Okay.
The Joe Sinnott interview? Yeah.
I'm going to knock
look at that
sound out of it.
Wow.
There's pencils and inks by a master right there.
Yeah. Look at how big they are, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Damn.
That's a Sunday page for the Spider-Man comic strip.
Yeah. Look at how large that is.
Yeah.
That's almost the size of a whole.
That's a comic page set on its side. That's what it is. Yeah.
Where did you get those from?
But this is on YouTube.
Where did he get them from?
Yeah, this is on YouTube. This is under his drawing table.
He drew them.
He drew them.
He inked them.
That's a Kirby cover then. He's
all my pencils and inks,
Look at that.
Wow.
There's the man.
I do a lot of these things for newspapers and whatever,
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely not just an inker.
No.
It's valiant. That's a shadow. That's awesome.
I saw over on David Roach's page today. He put up a page of
58 years, so a lot of pretty good stuff came off it. Fantastic Four and Thor, Silver Surfer. You go on and on and on.
Oh man!
And of course, these are some of my tools. I don't even clean them like I used to. That's my number 3 brush, and of course the Hunt 102 pen and nib,
Yeah.
and of course Speedball. I've been using that lately. I like it. It's good with the pen. It's very nice and dark. And here's the whiteout, which I don't like at all. Pro White. Have you ever used that? It just doesn't cover, you know.
It's terrible. Yeah.
And
It's awful.
so that's basically it. And of course, I got my trusty French curve, which I
Yeah.
didn't know
There you
existed
go.
before. For many years, I wish I had known. It would have saved me a lot of work. And of course, my compass, masking tape, and I do a lot of colored inks. Actually, you can see by my drawings. And there's the old tin that I mix my colors in.
Watercolor tin.
And I really enjoy working with colored inks, and I get some nice effects. And yeah, look at this ruler now. I've had
There you
this
go.
ruler since 1960. It's all chipped from dropping it. But
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I think of all the artwork that came
Yeah.
off of that ruler, you know,
Wow.
and it's perfect. I can't find another one like it. It's the right thickness, the right bevel, and everything. And I wish I could find another one like it, and I can't. It's just great.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And of course, my pencils. You know, when I'm drawing something, I like the 2B, nice and dark, and that's about it, Mike. As far as my equipment goes, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's from the
brilliant.
comicarchive.com.
Go check that
Yeah.
out.
See,
Go over
he
there and subscribe.
Yeah.
He was talking about coloured inks. I used Dr. Martens.
George
yeah.
Harriman.
Lovely.
Yeah, I use those too.
Sorry there.
Like I was saying earlier on today, I saw David Roach put up an image of a page that was penciled by Sal Buscema and inked by Ernie Chan. An incredible Hulk page. And wow. Just wow. Because people like Sal had so much dynamics in their work. And then you've got that light sort of touch and feathering that Chan would bring to it. And it's like brilliant stuff.
It's interesting what Joe said there about not cleaning it. I don't clean this either. You see it?
Hang on.
When
Or that. You don't clean your pen.
I wipe it clean, but I don't clean it.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Can you see?
Yeah.
I really should try it again.
Wash that crow quill off after you scrape it with an X-Acto blade to knock all of the ink off of it.
No, you leave it as it is. It's like different ingredients and it's got different colours in it. There's my soldier. I copied that from a photograph, but I worked that up a couple of while back.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
You know,
That's good.
So, and I used to ink using ink as a sloppy inker. I'd get ink all the way up that pen. So I'd have to scrape it off and have to clean the
Glenn,
Yes.
off my fingers.
what paper was that?
the soldier
Yeah.
cartridge paper.
It's just cartridge.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was. I have one here that I.
You'd call that typing paper over here, right?
No, you wouldn't.
No?
It's fine grain drawing paper.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There we
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did you stretch it before you put the inks on it?
I did, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I
Thank
put it
you.
on the board. Am I what?
Do you have anything stretched right now you can show?
I do, yeah.
Let's put that up in front of the camera there. Show folks.
I just went to B&Q, Russ, and got some ordinary board, just wood chip board.
Yeah, you don't have to get an official drawing board.
No. This is just literally just board. Chip board.
Just
yeah.
chipboard. Yeah.
You put you. What I do is I do the drawing in pencil, and then I stretch it. You put it under the tap, and Helen does it for me actually because she's just brilliant. She should be on the show. She stretches
Yes,
she puts it on under the taps in the bath, right, and then sticks it down with this gum tape. And I leave it 24 hours, and it stretches it. When you put your colour on it, it keeps it tight and it doesn't buckle. Well, that's pencil drawing sometimes done.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
That's great.
That is waiting to be finished, and I don't know whether I will or not, but it's waiting to be finished. But yeah, it's a fantastic. Colouring is just amazing. Again, you've got to persevere with it, and you've got to, it's not sort of easy. But that's the best part about it, that it's not easy. I think I like a challenge. I like to learn things, and I've messed up things, and you just got to get on with it and do it again if you mess it up, But I'm just going to say, Randy, you said you'd have the ink all the way up your arm. I have to say this. I've never spilt any paint or ink on any of my work in 60 years. I've never
You're
done
lucky.
it.
You're lucky. Yeah.
No, I'm careful.
Knock on wood.
All right. You're careful. You're still lucky. I get coffee rings. I've had kids over to the house that have literally taken ink bottle and just tipped it over onto the.
Well, that's
onto
what
the art.
what kids do to my other, not this one, but
Yeah.
the other one that broke. Some kid got in there and thought.
I thought you saying that's what that's for. It's for whipping people that mess my artwork up.
Let me tell you what happened. It was my previous partner's friend's little girl, and she'd come round to my house, and she'd seen me drawing at the drawing board, and she wanted to sit at my drawing board.
That's what happened to me.
And I said, no.
There you go.
You can't. And she pestered me for weeks and weeks. I said, look, you can sit at the drawing board, but don't touch anything. So she did.
Famous
for
last
20
word.
minutes, and then they went, and then I went back to my drawing board, and my flexor curve was smashed to pieces and bent round and bent. Kids, who would have them?
Never again. Eh? I was inking a page of The Realm back in the late 80s. That's how long ago that was. And had living in a trailer park at the time, and had the neighbor's kid over sitting at the board, and he just took the ink bottle and knocked it. Doink. Shit. Thought he was going to be an artist. Yeah. Great. That was a hell of a save on that page, by the way. Luckily, I had Xeroxes of the artwork.
That's just terrible, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The coloured ink I used on that one, I hand lettered the logo and the lettering at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'll hand lettered that. You can see it's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drew that and coloured it as well. Sweet. And the lettering on the book isn't perfect either, but it makes it work, I think. If you start throwing, I would say that if you're going to do your artwork on a computer, do everything on the computer. Because otherwise, like I said, if you start mixing it, you can tell which is which. I don't like computer colouring. I'm not saying people can't, but I've never seen anything that I would have been happy with on a colouring on a computer aspect.
Whenever I see really good digital color, I make sure I have a copy of it just so I can look at it and study it.
Well, next time,
it's very rare.
Next time you do, show me. There's another one.
I've got a couple of really good examples by some folks that you don't. The problem is you get somebody that's really good in computer coloring and they don't stay in comics for very long.
Well,
they end up going.
I wonder why.
Yeah, well, that's because comics doesn't pay worth a crap.
Of course,
but they go on to other fields pretty quickly. But I've known a couple of really, really good colorists, and it's just amazing to see them work.
Yeah. Another thing I've been blessed with is that I've always understood perspective. You need to learn that as an artist.
Oh God, you do.
Perspective, and the way you can dramatize things with perspective. Mm-hmm. It just and then the coloring and everything. So there you go.
Allison.
Yeah.
Want to show how you work?
I guess I could do that.
How do you work?
I work. Oh, right. I work. Yes, that's.
I know it's all play, but yeah. How do you get it done?
Let's see. Now, I prefer working traditionally, but the one thing I've definitely learned from trying to do the manga is I really can't. I can't keep up with the editor that easily, so I have to do everything digitally. But
when I picked up my Wacom tablet, I figured I'd just do that for commercial work, and I'd keep working physically. But once you start playing with it digitally, and you see all the tricks that you can do and how fast you can do it in.
Oh yeah, I can go so much faster. Which
very, very rarely do I go physical anymore.
But that's like one of my.
Look at that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As my ongoing space opera saga that one day I will finish, but I'm just taking my sweet time with it.
Yeah.
And it uses a lot of stuff that's actually in our galaxy. I make reference to the Bodis Void for one thing. It's this huge, vast area of just darkness. It's was it 330 million light years across?
Hmm.
It's just empty. Well, there's galaxies in it and stuff like that, but they're just so spread out and far apart. We really can't see them. If we happen to have been in that, if our system was like say in that void, we wouldn't have known that there was anything outside the system until like the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
But it's just interesting with the way that is. Actually, I got one other thing I could show with this. That one of the reasons why this is taking me so long is I have a very particular.
Somebody's toast is done. Go ahead.
What was that?
I said somebody's toast was done.
Oh yeah, it was my text message.
There you go.
So when I'm working on something like this, like I've been referring to this as like my Star Wars, but I take my time when
Oh,
drawing
look at that.
space stuff.
Pull that up closer to the camera so we can see the line work there. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's really nice work.
Thank you.
Like that explosion at the top. Just
Mhm.
drop the page a bit. Look at that.
Yeah,
Boom.
works very well.
Yeah, I have no sound effects because there's no sound in space.
Tell George Lucas that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine with there being sound in space with things like that. But I said it's my space opera. I have some aspects that's realistic. But I mean, I have spaceships that are banking like they're World War II fighters. And in all honesty, one of the things I find really interesting is actually having them move the way you could actually move in space. So if you have a ship that is there, it could just go like this
Mm-hmm.
and change. So there will be things like that in it. But the manga that I'm doing, what is it? I'll share the screen that I have. Okay, I want to show that over.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And again, this is like perspective, like
Yeah.
Glenn was saying. You really got to know perspective.
And you're working in Clip Studio here, right?
Yeah, it's all Clip Studio.
Right.
And I have splash page.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And I have basically, random people that one of the tropes in manga is like the random people in the background. They don't draw faces on them. So I just kind of went with that. I may add faces just because, why not? But I didn't really vary the lines on them or anything. They're just blotted out there because I wanted the focus to be on these three guys.
Gotcha.
They look like ghosts, don't they?
Kind of. I filled them all with gray. So
There you go.
Very nice.
did that. 1 second.
Yeah, very nice. Mm.
But I like working with very stylized kind of characters and having like highly detailed backgrounds. So it's always been something I like doing.
Yeah, it's always fun.
And a friend of mine said, my friend Rob, he's like, if you can get away with doing silhouettes on a page, do it. And I like drawing silhouetted fight scenes. I mean, I'll draw them straight up too, but there's just something about like the silhouetted fight scene that I really enjoy.
I thought Coletta had been round to your house, Alice, and then.
Vince had done his work.
Vinny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, these are just my blobbies that I basically filled. Because when I draw characters, I actually start with a blob. Like I can see into the character easier if I use if I draw like a blob first. Then I can I change the color of the blob to like I don't like the non-repo blue color because I have a hard time kind of seeing it. So I make everything red.
Okay.
a light red color, and then I turn it to that, and then I'll go in and I'll build all my basically my shapes off of the blobby that I made. But these are just basically my blobbies that I've just detailed a bit because I can do them really, really quickly.
Makes sense.
I have her kind of walking. I have her breaking the panel. So with manga, with certain things that they want you to do is you need to have a full shot of the character when you're really trying to truly introduce them to everybody who your lead is. So major characters will get like a forefront shot. Like this guy's a minor character, but I still have a full shot of him.
Right.
So, and this guy have show up on the fourth page or whatnot, and have him in there. So I kind of you see him, and then call back to later. I drew these people in here, but I didn't really show too much really with them. I got two guys kind of talking right here. I got the barkeeper talking to the barmaid here, and
can you zoom in on that panel? There we are. Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, the other thing that I did with this is you can do your own screen tones with Manga Studio and stuff like that, or Clip Studio, whatever the hell they're calling it now. When I first started using it, was called Manga Studio, so
there you go.
Which the name is actually Clip Studio, but they called it Manga Studio when it came over here. One thing I'm probably going to change, I don't really like this balloon, so I'm going to probably redo it. I just think it's too bland.
Yeah.
When I do the balloons, I don't try for perfect ovals or anything like that. I literally just kind of draw them in and go with there. I use a curve tool to kind of give me some of the points because it's all vector art. Well, this is all vector, and I can manipulate and stuff. But I don't like. I want it to feel somewhat organic. So yeah, I want one of those.
Yeah. Any art supply store, yeah.
Yeah, the balloon. Yeah, wanted one of those. Or no, I have that, but there's one that's specifically made. I've only seen it in Japan, and I'm kicking myself. I never got it. It was literally a balloon template specifically for manga.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I have those, and I've used those when doing my own balloons and stuff.
When I do balloons with these, I don't really use it because I've started using. I'm going to show you again. I've started doing this sort of a Europe. Sorry, did I overtalk there?
We're waiting for you, Glenn.
Oh, sorry, I can hear somebody talking. Square balloons.
Yeah.
They're not, and what I do is that they're not perfect either. These are hand balled. I do this freehand.
Yeah.
So I think it looks organic, more organic. That's the way I'm going to work in the future.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But if I did use this thing, I would draw it in pencil, then I would ink it in freehand. So it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Since I was muted, but I said you have a steady enough hand to make it look like it came from a ruler, though.
Well, if you look closely, it's not.
Zoom in. Yeah. A lot of them still look straight to me, but my eyes are going. So.
Okay. So when I say my
freehand, I'll show you when I come and see them.
All right.
That's one of my blobbies right here.
Okay.
Blobby.
And then from there, I basically build the piece out.
Okay. Yeah.
And the blobby is usually a lot rougher when I first do it, but I kind of shape it and everything as I'm going.
Right.
But so that's kind of how I build everything digitally. Now I was saying with the tone stuff that you can do, because you can do your own screen tones with Manga Studio and stuff. You can just fill an area and then turn it into a tone, which is what this is right here. This gray background that's filled with gray, then hit a button, it turns to a tone. Then I used a brush here that has a different kind of tone on it. I actually use it in a few different areas to kind of add to it. And over here, right here, this is something that I had made way back when I was using Photoshop for doing a lot of digital art. Was my own form of doing duo shade. So it's I have a template on here that just lets me reproduce the duo shade kind of effect because I like that too.
Okay.
And when these things are a lot smaller, I think it'll pop pretty good. After walking away, I have a setup here. I'm still working on this page. I'm trying to have like the cape kind of leading you through this market. So
Yeah,
that's the type of stuff that I'm doing.
picking up a little bit of talking in the background.
Yeah, sorry, there's people in my back garden.
Go beat them with a stick.
Squatters.
Squatters, yeah.
Squatter. So yeah, and this is what I was. It's funny. I did like 3 other things before. They were just like, "Hey, can you just do that thing you were doing with your Kickstarter and do that?" And I'm like, "Okay then." But originally, I was doing like a very Henshin-esque kind of character, inspired by stuff like Power Rangers and things. It's like magical girl genre meets the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers type of thing that I had an idea for, and they liked it, but they're like, "Oh, can you do it?" Like when I first was approached, they were like, you can do it however you want. You can do it, right to left, left to right, whatever." And I was like, "Okay." So I did. And then they're like, "Can you do it right to left?" Okay. So I went back and I redid the thing right to left. Then they're like, "Can you do it more fantasy?"
Mm-hmm.
I like your fantasy stuff a lot. All right.
Sounds
Start
like
working with that.
somebody doesn't know what they want.
No. It's always nice to have a good brief. There you go. There's something else that we should talk about. Briefs.
Yeah.
Not my briefs or your briefs. The brief.
Pretty sure they were just like yanking my chain to see what I would do.
Well,
I finally put my foot down.
should,
With this. I said,
I did.
else.
I think I probably would have used those 2 great Anglo-Saxon words.
Yeah, you could use those too. But yeah, when I first said, like, I sent them 4 pages of this, which I have a PDF of, and at the top of it, I put that at it.
Brilliant.
And I'm just like, I've had enough, and this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Most likely it'll be in their online thing first, but it will, if everything goes well. I don't want to reveal the publisher yet, but let's just say they're big.
Good.
Good.
That it will be in Japan.
Sweet.
Yahoo!
One of the few non-Japanese mangakas working in Japan.
Excellent.
Which there's more than you'd think. Like there's a famous German and French one that I can't remember their names right now. But yeah, there's a bunch. But yeah, it's not a lot obviously, but there are definitely others.
Jacques and Fritz.
Is this going to involve you getting on an aeroplane, Alison?
Probably eventually I'll end up in Japan, but I see myself staying in the United States or Canada, depending on how things are going here. I might retreat to Canada. So, I got a friend over in Belgium that she basically said, "Oh, if you really need to get out, you can live here for a bit." And I'm like, "Okay then." Chance to go over to Belgium.
You got a friend in Sweden too.
Oh, fantastic! I'm on my way.
Don't bother coming here.
No.
Just as bad.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, the United Kingdom has been a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yep. Slightly.
Just slightly.
I could probably get away with Ireland. Um,
Oh
I need
no,
a-
no,
Oh no,
no.
that's in trouble now as well. Don't worry.
Oh, great.
Ireland is sinking faster than we are.
Oh, great. That's not good. Um,
Just
oh,
talk to Rosie. She'll tell you. It's not good
Yeah.
over there.
Can I just show you this? I did.
Of course you can.
Many moons ago, I was asked.
Jens, we haven't forgotten you. I see you've got something you want to show. I'll be with you in just a second.
We'll go with
Yeah, no
Jens.
problem.
We'll go with Jens then. You go ahead, Jens. I've said enough. Go on, you go ahead.
Jens, go ahead.
Yeah. So how I work, my job as the writer and as the author and as the storyteller, I really, really, really want the artist to fully understand my vision. And I'm doing so by overwriting everything, every character, every location, everything has its own lore. So let's go. I'm very cinematic too, and if people are moving across the map from some direction, everything has to move that direction. Everything has to reflect the same building, the same tree, all the same details. So you always know and feel where the character moving and what they're doing. And to do so, I have built my entire world in the game called Pocket Build. It's a sandboxing game where I have the entire world and the buildings. I can put the characters. I can take some screenshots from location, reference to all the characters. So the artist will always be, don't have to think so much about what should I do with this. They're just okay. Here we are. And the same goes with the character, their mood and stuff. Just like an makeup artist needs to know, okay, this is Anakin Skywalker. He's very angry. He's turning into Darth Vader, and then the makeup artist will ask, who is Darth Vader? Okay, here you go. Now you understand the entire plot. This is the settings we need just right now for Anakin Skywalker, and they will put the makeup for that. So all the emotions, I feel I have the responsibility to have the artist absolutely know what the emotions are, what we're going, what are the back thoughts, and I hope and I do believe it will reflect into the reader. So they will not know, they will not look for it, but they will hopefully feel that everything is connected, everything is smooth, everything is as it should be. And what I discovered when I do this, different reader will get emotional attached to different characters without knowing why. We have the Obi-Wan Gandalf character, Mr. Hank, trying to show Bonnie around how not to destroy everything and be the good one. And it's surrounded about Bonnie. She is the main character, but people will start to empathize with the side characters around her because they can feel those characters. They can feel, if I was a father figure and Gandalf figure to this crazy, loose, out of mind rabbit trying to make it to the chosen one. Oh, they don't feel Bonnie and her anger, but they feel the hopelessness from the side character trying to get into this main character. And I believe those emotions that they are picking up is because all characters have those emotions, they have those backgrounds, they have a story to tell. Of course, everybody wants to do that, and I believe you're doing so great too, Randy. But but I think there is a certain power in not being the artist and the writer. Of course, some things will always be easier because you understand yourself. But having those two art forms separated makes the writer also as a director and can see the overall plot and not be so BS, and everything will work better and smoother. Or, yeah, as I have tried, it collapses harder when you don't get each other and you don't understand each other and you don't can collaborate. So there's a win or lose for everything. But right now I am very lucky with Nathan, my main my main artist here, we understand each other. We understand the storytelling we are going for, and he will come up with stuff I could not imagine, and then I embrace it into and sometimes I have rereading the script. It's just whoa, okay. If we're going to do that, we need to backtrack everything. We need to do everything else. And I have a co-artist now, Ro Tyson from UK, actually, very talented, and he's adapted into the style of Nathan. He's doing the line and coloring to get into it, and yeah, things are moving smoothly, and every time they feel so. Jens, what do you want to do with this? I will tell them a story about it, and they will get into the world and hopefully fall in love with the stuff, and that will reflect to the reader.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I work. That's how I keep myself sleepless at night. Always wondering, always thinking, always how can we do that? How can we do it with that? And well, a great example is here we go. Bunny knocks out some people and some goblins, and the dear Mr. Hank is trying to pick up the pace and say, oh no, what's going on here? Everybody's dead, everybody's laying down. And the woman there have a goat randomly chewing on her shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a thing that Nathan just, haha, that's funny. There's a goat and it's chewing on the food. But then embracing that little extra whatever he did and say, okay, we're making that into the character. And forward, she will always miss some part of the shoe.
Okay.
And she will
That's
never
sharp.
fix that.
Yeah.
So it and the symbolism, the symbol of that woman is not thinking about herself. She's not taking care of stuff. She is also chaotic. She also stomping around and angry. And a person like that will not go into details of fixing that shoe. She will go into the detail of fixing that bunny thing, and not step back and fix. So it comes a full circle of the storytelling.
Yeah, when we were writing the Atlantean, the first volume that we did Marvel style, where I sent Russ a plot and then went through and scripted it, and I found that to be so hard to do, really difficult. So I'm sitting down and doing full scripts now and sending them to Russ, and I can, while I'm writing the page and placing the dialogue, I'm seeing the page in my head, and I've got enough experience as a artist, and Russ has got enough experience as a writer to figure that out and to put it all together. And when I see the pages from Russ, usually about, I'd say 4/5 of the time, it'll be exactly what I saw. Every once in a while, he'll pull off a panel that's just unbelievable, just crazy good. And other times it's like, that's not the camera angle at all that I saw, but it really works. So there we go.
Yeah. But that's the combination, isn't it? That's why it works.
Yeah. And then on the other side of the coin, Russ goes through my script too and figures out if that doesn't sound right, or if it doesn't quite work like this, or there needs to be a caption there. And then we stick everything under a separate editor, and he tells Russ how wrong he is.
The thing about editing as well, don't forget, is that when artists are drawing, they're also editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that's what I do.
And a writer is writing; he's also editing.
Yeah, so he's Randy's writing. I'm getting the gist. I'm also getting the script as well. So like the dialogue. Yeah. And sometimes I have to, especially since I'm the letterer as well. Don't tell anyone. I have to sometimes edit things as well, but I have to keep the essence of what Randy's saying. And then I'll pass that over to Aaron, and he'll go and he'll do exactly the same thing. That's his job as an editor. So he makes sure that the spelling and all that kind of functional stuff. But he'll also come back and say, "Well, this line here don't you think it would be better there on that panel, or it isn't quite working? And that's how it works. That's how you end up with a great product, because you've got so many creative eyes on it, all thinking about where this should be going and the essence of the story. And obviously the core of it has to be with Randy, because he's the writer. It must stay true to what he's trying to produce. But it gets filtered through in some places so that it gets out on the page and actually printed. So I've done it both ways. I've worked Only Death Can Save Us, apart from some help with the dialogue on the first book. Okay, everything was me. I got an editor in, and the writer that came on board with me, he ended up helping out on the dialogue, and then he ended up writing the script per se. I wrote the core, and then he wrote the script around it for the second book, and that worked. So, but the first time I did it all on my own. So I've done it all on my own, and I have to say I think I prefer working as a team, because it lets you do what you're really good at. You know what I mean? It's like I can focus on the storytelling from the art perspective. I don't have to think about the intricacies of the plot, where we're going over an arc, all that kind of stuff. Randy's got that covered. Okay, it's my job to make it work visually. Yeah, it's my job to make it work visually, so I can just focus on that aspect of it.
Yeah,
and I much prefer working as a team.
My
See, I had never done sword and sorcery before, and never wrote. Love the genre, read it a lot, but I've never really worked in it. And working in it is completely different from reading it and enjoying it. And it's been a real learning experience for me this last year to go in, and I've learned a lot more about writing, I think, in the last year than I have in the last 10.
Wow,
literally,
that's good.
just by sitting there and reading and studying and looking at structure and trying to understand how it goes. And I can look back on Atlantean 1 now and critically probably pick it to shreds, but it's still a great product.
It's still a good read. It's still a good jaunty thing.
Two is better than 1. 3 it will be better than 2, and 4 will be better than 3.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's just going to get better and better and
but
better.
It's the same for the art as well. I mean, I'm growing. I've got something here that you can look at. When I was talking about the jump from digital to traditional, so if you look at this work, this is all digital completely. And you can see that from the lines. I mean, they're lovely, clean lines. They're super clean. Yeah. But it's, I just found it a little soulless. I don't know what it is about it. There's like a breakdown of how the thing was put together. There's another one there. And it works. It's quite modern, I suppose, in its feel and approach.
That's exactly the word I was going to use. It looks like a modern style. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a lot of modernity to it. So there you go. So it just isn't what I was after.
The Atlantean work that you're doing is so much more stylized.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the way I see it. This is more generic in my view. It works. But it's beautiful. It's fantastic stuff. Yeah. It's very. There's a horse there. There's a horse there.
Aragorn.
But compared Black Knight, but compared to what I'm doing now, that one's quite a nice one. But
that's cool.
But it just hasn't got the same essence. So if I show you something from more recently, so say Batman. Okay, there you go. So there's Batman. This is inked. Okay, now again, the style of this, I would say I'm veering more towards Sinnott than I am towards Marcos. Yeah, it's a clean. It's obviously it was an all ages depicted style. It wasn't supposed to be too gritty. All right. So the lines are fairly straightforward and clean. There's not a huge amount of shading. There's a nice silhouette there. So but again, I think it's got a little bit more life to it than what I was just showing you. I think it's got, just look at his jumper. It's like, I would have been tempted to do some really fine work there. Well, not fine work, but very clean work. Whereas I've just used the ink brush and just gone slap, 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 and it works, because it's got some vibrancy to it and some life.
Yeah.
Then we have a different issue. The casual readers or watchers, that, well, what I have seen from different perspective and feedbacks, that out of nowhere something they will not like the style, the character. It's a Batman. I don't like bats. People would judge very, very differently. But what I have discovered is, no matter what the style is or what the story is, but as long as the story's character is visual as exactly the character will think, act. Batman is a very good example. He shows power. He shows from the shadow. He shows everything. Yeah, this is a very fantastic example that you instantly know, here comes the boss. So maybe you're not into superhero. Maybe you're not into to anything, but you cannot deny here is a character. And what I have seen, have you seen the new Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters?
No.
Just the name alone. What? But it is tremendous. It is amazing, and the reason why it's everywhere right now, especially the youth, it's not because it use the trends, not because it use modern technology to make animation, but because the timing, the character, the story, everything is just beautiful connected. So even I always watch those shows because I'm into that, together with my kids. Wife is just like waste of time, waste of life, but she saw that one, everything, and she was wow, but she couldn't tell why. But that is because you know what you're looking at. You're getting all your eyes amazed on the Batman cape. Okay, here comes the boss, and that show does that all the way from beginning to end. I can only recommend for educational purpose if you don't like the style, and I can only you should watch it.
That's the name of the show, is K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, it is. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Supposed to be really good.
Write that down. Take a look.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it. Well, the thing is, George Lucas, Star Wars. Nobody understood what he was doing back then, at all. But
except for the people that were working with him.
Yeah,
No, they didn't get
because
it.
they could see, they could feel. There's more to this. This goes deeper than stupid robots in doing stupid stuff.
They still don't, most of them still don't understand what he was doing.
No, well,
And you might not be into sci-fi, to fantasy. You might not be into to robots. You might not be into anything, but you will be into Star Wars. Because it's full circle of everything, and it costs time to make stuff like that.
When the crew was working on it, they were like insulting the project as they were working on it. They just did not get it at all.
Really? They thought it was crazy?
Yeah, it was at Elstree Studios, and
ain't that the way?
This isn't James Bond. What are we doing?
They were like ripping it to him and stuff like that. And I know Carrie Fisher was famous for saying, she's like, George, did you read this stuff out loud?
Yeah.
It's like, no, just do it. And this is one of the reasons why Carrie Fisher was more known as a script doctor than an actor.
He had a bigger career as a script doctor later on. Yeah.
But and it was, you can thank George Lucas for that.
Yeah.
And the
would
other
have been interesting to see her do a book on that, on script doctoring.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
It would have been a good read.
Oh yeah.
So I've got a book. I've got a book by a script doctor. I think her first name was Dorothy, who worked on a bunch of big movies in the '80s, and she was explaining structure and dialogue and that kind of thing, and how she'd gone in and altered different parts here and there, and how it worked out. It's real fascinating to read.
Oh, some of my last Sentinel stuff that I did.
Hang on, just a second. There we go.
This is a homage to Eastman and Laird's Ninja Turtles #1.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
With my characters. And it's my Wookiee, because I needed to have a Wookiee in my comic book.
Okay,
It was Mock. It was a
Ukla.
Yes.
Ukla the monk.
Yeah, that's where I got the name. Oh, and some of my traditional tools.
Hang on, there we are.
I have my mapping pen, or a right there. It's also a Maru nib, and then I have the infamous G pen.
Why is it a G pen?
I have no idea. Well, actually, it's shaped kind of like a G if you look at it,
it?
with the way the marks on it are.
Okay.
I forget the actual number of what it is, but that's where it gets the name G pen from. Is some of the way the markings are, and it looks kind of like a G. Then I got my brushes.
Oh yeah.
In 3, and I have my my Series 7 #3, and I have my backup. So.
You used to always have to dig up the in the paint supply store, go looking through their brush display and trying to see which ones curl down to a nice tip.
Yeah, I bought those through Dick Blick. I was like, I'm not, it's been hard to find like good art supplies in stores anymore, so I just had to go on to Blick and buy it.
Many years ago, Bill Loeb's was sitting next to him at a show, and he had just bought a Kolinsky brush.
Oh, nice.
And he goes, he was talking it up, and he goes, "Watch this!" And he takes the brush and he smashes it on the paper, and then dips it in the ink and twirls it right down to a hard point. Just beautiful.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome.
So that's what they're made for.
Okay, Randy, family's getting impatient now.
Okay, then should probably be moving along ourselves. So why don't you tell folks how they can find you?
JensReachOut.com. That's so simple.
All right.
And
Jen,
thank you for having me.
Bye. Appreciate you very much.
It was great seeing you. Bye.
Take care, my friend. Folks, that's about it. If this is how we do it, this is what we've done. I'm sure you're going to have questions, especially about material and technique. Don't be afraid to write those up in the chat, or put them, better still, put them in the comments below so that we'll see them. And then we'll try to address those questions in a future show. Very sorry the chat wasn't open today. This program's been pre-recorded so that I'm actually up north right now. What they would say up north. I'm way up. I'm up here and over here. So on the Great Michigan map. Yeah.
I see.
So we're looking forward to it, getting away a little bit, going to see the big bridge and see a lot of water, Lake Michigan and Lake Superior. So looking forward to that. Like to do it a couple times a year just to get grounded. You know, I'm about an hour and a half to 2 hours in any direction from a large body of water, and like to take advantage of it as much as possible, except south. That's Ohio.
I'm about 20 minutes from a large body of water.
Big, large body of water.
Really big, large body of water. I don't even think I'm that far away from it.
All of our water here is fresh, though, so it's all good.
Yeah, this one's definitely salty.
Rub. Yeah.
Rub.
I'm about an hour where I can go hunting for great whites.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I went whale hunting up in Maine. Whale watching, really. We weren't hunting, but we were watching. It's crazy.
I've been on a whale watch before. It's kind of like a New England thing that you just have to do at some point when you're
If you're in the area, absolutely have to do it at least once. just to be amazed at how big they are.
Yeah, they're big. Oh
You can't
God,
wrap your head around it until you can see it on TV, you can see it in the movies, all you want, but it doesn't match it until you see
the
it.
first blue whale that I saw, which I didn't see the whole thing, just a bit of it, and
Mhm.
it was much. We needed a bigger
Little
boat.
back, yeah. Luckily, they like us, so else they'd be, tipped.
To an extent.
Yeah, they put up with us. That's what it is.
That's probably the better way of putting it.
Allison, why don't you tell folks how they can find you?
Well, you can find me here when I can join these fine gentlemen during the Sunday Funnies and other such things. I also stream. I try to stream twice a week on my own channel on YouTube, which is just my name, Allison McGlone. Also, my Twitch station, alleycat_comics. I'm on pretty much all the social media stuff with my Alley Cat Comics or just my name, Allison McGlone. So you can find me in those those areas. I've had some difficulty streaming lately because my multiple sclerosis has been kicking my butt due to the fact it's hot. Even when in air conditioning, I can feel it. But yes, I'm gonna hopefully. I streamed on Monday. Hopefully I'll be streaming today around 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Cool. That's Sunday today.
Sunday. Well, actually, that meant that Friday because we're recording on a Friday. I'm getting confused. This
Sorry.
time travel stuff just
sorry.
moves.
I'm confused. Anyway, yeah.
This time's emergent.
All right. This is the 20th after all.
Yeah. Yes. 20th. Yeah. It's not the.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. Go there, sign up for that email list so you can find out more about the Atlantean. I've got the inside front cover here.
Look at that.
Final work on that. That'll be available as a print. Or somebody, if they want it, can buy the original artwork. It's all available there. If you go over to fundmycomic.com, the Atlantean 3, and you can pick up all kinds of stuff that you can pick up, packages where you can catch up, get all 3 issues or a special omnibus catch-up version. So go check that out, and you can find out, if you want to find out more about what's going on, just go over to russleach.com, sign up for that email list. But the most important thing is we're going on with issue 3 at the moment, and it's getting close to the end of volume 1. So there you go.
Yes. Yep. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me here usually on Fridays and Sundays with these people. But if you want to see my work, I'd go over to Amazon. I've got 12 books on there, different subjects, lots of magazines and stuff like that. But if you put my name in Google, it'll show you the way. Oh, also on YouTube as well. Put my name in YouTube and things come up. You can see me doing artwork and all kinds of things.
There you go. All right. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman, Arrow Comics. Look for the Atlantean 3 campaign right now over at fundmycomic.com. Great story of Cull and Brule as they travel to Darkoth and look for shape-shifting serpent demons. It's all fun.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Everybody needs a hobby.
It's all fun until the serpent demons turn up.
Yep.
It's all fun until the gem starts glowing. That's what it is. Folks, thanks again for stopping by. Again, sorry that we're pre-recorded. Next week we'll be live. As far as I know, we'll be live unless the wife's got other plans, and we'll see. But we should be live next week. Normally we look through some great sequential art. You can always look for us archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. Please go over there, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. We don't bother you much. We're only on twice a week, so it's all good. And join us. Look through some of the stuff that we've looked through over the years. We've done this for a couple of years now. We're just going to keep doing it until we can't. We're not monetized, so that we've got a little bit more leeway than your average channel. We can do this if we have to. Oops, not that. and probably not right now. We do have a word of the day, though. Here we go.
Hey,
Mexican word of the day. Algorithm. Hey, Vado, my wife won't let me go out. Can you take my friend Carlos to the cantina? Show me where it is downtown? Okay, amigo. Algorithm. I'll show him a good time. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I wish I could go.
That was wrong on so many levels, but so funny.
Folks, again, we deeply appreciate you being here. Do read independent alternative comics, especially ours. Look for the Atlantean 3 over at fundmycomic.com, as well as Hatch Annotated over there, still available. Great, great books. A lot of fun. There's a lot of other great campaigns running over at fundmycomic.com right now. Go over there and enjoy that. Do also visit your local retailer when you get the chance, and let him know that he is appreciated, or that they are appreciated, I should say. They're just fighting to keep their lights on right now with all these distributor problems and quality control checks and all of that. Go visit your local retailer. Look at those boxes that might have a little dust on them. Those old black and white Marvels, especially those Eries and Creepies and Dracula Lives. You'd be amazed at how great that material is. We can't tell you, we can't talk about them positively enough. And if you love comics, tell people you love comics. Give comics away as gifts. Be a little bit more social on those antisocial platforms. And in the meantime, folks, take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week next week. We will see you Friday morning, 5 a.m., Comics by Night. And then we'll be back here again on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. At Comics by Night is 5 a.m. Eastern Time as well. For more great comics, great talk. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. Thank you all for your patience. We hope that you've learned something and that you had a good time on this show. Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
that's it.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
You
Can I
can
pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog? Fucking damn it. Oh, fucking damn it. Oh, fucking damn it. Fuck off, you fat pig. Hello?
Hello.
Bitch.
No.
What the fuck? Shit. God damn it. I fuck you. What the fuck? Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Don't fuck around. He just fuck around all the time. Fuck off.
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
What?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.